So we've got problems with these, you can see that, polyplastic windows. This is the lounge, largest of the lounge window. And I don't know if you can see that, how much it's bowed, and it's done the same inside, so the actual air gap in this is probably about 3 inches, 70mm. And this one, and you can see the condensation inside it, but what's happened is, again, I don't know if you can see this, that the inner and outer layers have separated, and this fills up with water, which is handy because it gives you a level line when you're parking, but obviously, as you can see, it's all filled with condensation. So if we go around the back of the van, the bathroom window, is that one there? Bathroom window is not too bad. And then we come round to the other lounge window, and this one, the two panes are touching each other, and when they get hot and expand and they get cold, they touch. And then the little bedroom one up there is fairly okay. So, good morning everybody. What we're going to try and do today is change these windows, because this one delaminated, and I don't know if you can see that, or all smudge in there, but I glued it back together again because I was obviously frightened of it flying off the van. And we've also got to prep the opening because these new windows are square. So anyway, I'll show you the new windows first and then try and explain what I'm going to be doing. So we're now inside the van, obviously with the window open, so I've got to take this roller blind down, which is a couple of screws, and I think there's a couple of screws tucked up in there, so we'll get rid of that, and then obviously all this lot will peel off once we've taken all the catches and stays and everything away. So I'll do that and then have a measure and then see what happens. But I'll show you the window shortly, the new one, and they do look rather smart. So anyway, that should be okay. And obviously got this one here to do. Let's just pull the blind up. So we've got that big puppy there to do. And the new window in actual fact is slightly wider than that one, so I'm going to have to make the window opening a bit bigger. And then this one, this side, which is going to be a bit more of a challenge, is actually going to be made 15mm smaller in height. The width should be okay, but that's the only windows I could get to fit. So, in theory, it should be plain sailing. One of those 10-minute jobs that probably take me 2 days, but there you go. We'll crack on and I'll get back to you shortly. Well prepped. So I'm just going to carry on whipping all this stuff out. And probably put you in Benny Hill mode. And all this crap. I'm going to whip this blind down. us. That's it. So now we're left with the hill. Now what I've done, I've covered this inside with white UPVC board. So the new window, that's it there. Doesn't look much at the moment because it's all covered in protective film. And then you've got your latches and everything on the back. But these windows clamp together, so the wall, you see that? The wall's in between that bit and it clamps together. So the only problem I've got is that these are, I don't think, meant for this type of, or this thickness of wall. I think they were saying 35mm, and I think these are, yes, these are 40mm. Maybe even 41, thick frame. So it'll mean that that internal frame, this one, when that goes in there, that'll clamp in. It just means I have to put some longer screws in that bit. And then that back frame's covered by an internal blind and pleated blind and thing, so I'll show you that later. But I'll crack on now, and all I've got to do now is cut these corners out. It looks like there's only polystyrene in that bit anyway, so we just cut the square corners. So I'm just going to get my right, run a bead of sealant around the edge. Tried it in first. Just going to like open that up. And that clamps on. So as you can see, I fitted the frame in, and I just needed some longer screws than were supplied in the packs. So no, not a big problem, but I'm left with that gap, as you can see there. So what I've done now is just put some expanding foam in between to insulate that gap. And then once that's gone off, I'll cut what's left off, and then I'm going to probably make plastic trim that will sit between there and there, and either leave it white or paint it black, because this, try and do this one-handed, this frame sits on like that, and obviously with you, again, try and do this one-handed. Blind at the bottom. So, and then you will see that little groove in there which is filled up with foam. So I'll just cover that gap over. Might do it in white because then it'll just look like a continuation of this blind here. We'll see. There's not really an edge to fit it to, but anyway, I'm sure we can sort something out. So, this is obviously the kitchen window. And I was pointing out about this gap between the two frames. So what I've used is a piece of UPVC trim, and that just fills the gap up. So all looks fairly neat and tidy. Same with the big one. I've just now taken the old frame out. There's my able-bodied assistant. Thank you very much. So So on that black line there's which bit now I've got to cut it out to get the window wider. I couldn't actually buy a window the same width, which is a bit of a pain, but there you go. So I'll cut that out and I'll show you what mess I'm left with in a minute. So there we are. Cut the frame out and it's still solid. I was thinking I might have to take this out and put the timber back, but as the window clamps on it and doesn't actually screw to it, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Super.
Would it invalidate the warranty, do you think?
No.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, so it's a bit rinse and repeat really. As you can see, one hole with all the bits and pieces taken out. And then that's got to fit in that hole. This frame on the new window is about 15mm cover. Oops, 15mm cover. And I try and get the 15mm to just slip over that, so you don't see any of the packer. Obviously I can paint that green. And then at the top I'll put in a 40mm pack above the window. And then we're probably going to put a trim or something over the top of all this. And the same on the other side, either paint it black or green. So we shall see. So I'm going to get on there and cut a wooden packer for the bottom. Right, back to it. 10mm pressure treated packer, glued and screwed in the bottom. 40mm packer glued and screwed in the bottom. That's all flush inside. It's a mess, but we'll get over that. Okay, let's see what we're going to do over the tops. Let's get the window in. Right, window's in. See the packer over the top, and then you can see the expanding foam in between the gap to insulate it all. So I'll just go outside and have a look, see what mess we got out there. So, just a bit of creative thinking above the top. Sides have gone in alright, and then the underside we'll just paint that green. So yeah, now it's deciding what we're going to do over the top. Right, just thought I'd show you the finished result. The trims at the top, all sealed around, windows looking lovely. So yeah, great improvement on the old ones. Compared with that, which we're not going to change, we'll leave the bathroom and the bedroom windows. There's that one there. So that's all painted in and sorted out at the top. Alright, let's go on in. I'm going to show you how these catches, because obviously the catches on the old ones, the old grotty windows, like that, and then stays at the sides. Obviously those before. So here we've got the new ones with their own little locks. So you just push those red bits down, open the window up. So you open these up, and then these stays stay wherever you want them. And right out. It's ideal. Cool. They're all very, very stiff at the moment, and they have a little night vent position as well, so you can lock the handles in that position to allow a bit of ventilation. And you put them right up like that, and push the little red bits back to lock them. And obviously, whereas these old windows, you had to put these things on to stop the little so-and-so's poking something up the gap there, pushing the handle up. This is supposed to stop it, but at least with the new handles you don't have to worry about those bits, because we've got these little locking pieces in, and plus the fact you can't get anything up through that gap. Superb. Blind comes down at the top, quite nice. and then pleated blind at the bottom. But where now it's tinted, they're tinted windows, as you could tell from just outside a minute ago, it's difficult for people to see in, which is nice. So all in all, very pleased with the end result. Bit of faff with a couple of the windows, but obviously trying to get them exactly the same size as the original ones was going to be a bit remote. So the one window, which was the bigger one over there, which had to be made, I think it was about 140mm wider, the actual opening. The bathroom, no, that's the kitchen window fitted in exactly, so that was fine. And then the other lounge window, which had to be made, the actual opening had to be made 50mm smaller in height. As you can see, it's all fitted in nicely, and very pleased. Right, thanks very much for watching.